here from Toonboxstudio.com, and I'm back again with part 2 of the Sketchbook Pro 7's new animation FlipBook feature walkthrough video. Whew, try saying that 3 times. Anyways guys, welcome back, and in part 2, oh by the way, if you're new, well, there's a part 1 to this 2-part series now, and I do advise you to go and watch that first, especially if you're a beginner, and all you've got to do is just click the annotation right there, or you can go into the link below, the description below, where you can find a link to that video, which is basically me walking you through the whole software parts of FlipBook so you can understand each little feature, what it does. Part 2 guys, alright, so if you remember in part 1 at the end I made the nice little basic animation sequence, and I was teaching you how to be smart to use the layer system, because the layers system in FlipBook is very limited. Now the way I've used it in part 1 is great for demonstrating or teaching an animation sequence to someone, or just problem solving. But if you want to clean up your animation and color it, you gotta follow a new system, new formula I've designed for you right now. So get ready for Paris Christou's 7 steps to making your life easier using FlipBook on Sketchbook Pro 7. Alright, so by the way, in the description below, I'll leave the 7 steps there for you. So let's get started now. Step 1, if you remember the static pose, I drew a nice static pose. Here's Cherry right now on the background layer. Anything that's not going to be moving goes on this layer, okay? Now, that's step 1. Step 2, we need to clean this up first before we do any animation. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take my soft eraser and I'm going to gently, softly erase on top of Cherry so that I'll make it nice and opaque. And then I select layer 1, take my pencil tool, hit the black color, and I'm going to start inking the line art around this rough sketch, clean it up a bit. So I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to speed this bit up. See you in a sec. Okay, I'm back. I've cleaned up the whole image on frame 1 on layer 1. Okay, so now what I want you to do is in step 3 is we need to duplicate the clean static pose down the timeline all the way to the last frame. So depending on how many frames you decide to put in the timeline, well, I know how many frames I want to have, so I'm going to duplicate it all the way to the end, and there we go. Okay, cool. And now we're on to step 4. Time to animate. So now on layer 2 below, this is the clean static image, alright, below on layer 2 we're going to start animating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be back in a sec. I'm just going to quickly animate, speed animate this the hips there going on, and I'll be back in a moment. So I'll see you in a sec. Alright, so I'm back and I've finished the animation process on layer 2. That is step 4. Now we're on to step 5. Yep, we gotta clean up every single frame of that rough animation on layer 1. So this is the process. We're gonna take the soft eraser, we're gonna go over each frame on layer 2 and gently erase it to make it nice and opaque. And then we're gonna go into layer 1 on each one of those frames and clean up, do all the inking of every single frame. So I'll do that in a sec and I'll be back in a moment. See you in a bit. Right, I'm back and I've cleaned everything up. So that's step 5. Now step 6 is the fun part as well. Of course, everything's fun. So here we go. Step 6, we're going to go to layer 2 and erase every single rough animation I just did and what you're going to do as well. So take the hard eraser and let's go over every frame in layer 2 and erase everything so we can have a nice clean layer. Okay, cool. And now what we're going to do in that layer is we're going to color. Well, I'm going to color cherry, you're going to color wherever you're going to color. So I'm going to basically going to show you how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to take my brush tool and I'm going to start coloring cherry right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be back in a sec and I'm going to have everything done for you. So I'll be back in a moment. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back and I've fully colored everything. So that's the process up to step 6. Step 7 is just let's add a background image. So select the background layer and then you go to File, Add an Image, and then select your image that you've probably created on the Sketchbook side of Sketchbook Pro. And let's just import it and place it on there. And we're done. That's it. So those are my 7 steps to making your life easier using FlipBook since the layers system is very limited. Right guys, make sure you check the description of this video. I have left for you there the 7 steps for you to follow. Just copy and paste it somewhere, keep it safe, try it out, it'll make your life a lot easier. So without further ado, I'm going to play this little animation sequence. Have in mind, I did rush this piece. I did it in like 30 minutes, I didn't have much time. So it's a big mess, there's loads of mistakes and stuff, but hey, it's all about you guys, not about me. It's all about the 7 steps to making life easier. So without further ado, let's check it out. And by the way, please give it a nice thumbs up. Let's see if we can get 400 likes on this video. And if you don't mind, please share this video on your social networks and leave a nice comment. I'm Paris Christou from Toonboxstudio.com. I'll see you on another video. Bye-bye for now.
The business. The business.